Good morning, everybody. Good morning if you have been in English and Nature for a long time. And also, good morning if it's your first class today, because we have quite a few new people in our class today. So if you're new or if you're old, could you say good morning and give me a high five like this to the screen? Now, I'm just going to say for the new people in this class that I can't actually see you and hear you right now. But, excuse me, at a certain point in the class coming up very soon, excuse me, I will be saying, turn your videos on, and I will be saying hello, and I can see all your faces, and maybe you can even show me something that you've done. Now, if you want to have a whiteboard and you want to do some work on there, or some letters, or some pictures as we go along, that's brilliant. Or you can have a piece of paper. Whatever you want to share is fine. And if you don't want to turn your video on, that's completely fine as well. English and Nature is about having fun, and we're going to be going on a nature adventure with me, Sarah. I have been a teacher for many, many, many years, and now I home educate my daughter Grace, who is 5 years old. I wonder how old you are. Could you write it in the chat? If you can see below, there's a button saying chat. Maybe you've never used Zoom before. This is your first time. You can say, oh, all these messages. Hello, good morning. Lots of people have been introducing themselves. This is brilliant. Could you put how old you are? Oh, I've got lots of sevens. We've got a few sevens. We've got some fives. We've got a four. We've got a six. Wow. We've got a seven and a five, 6.5, 11. We've got a nine. Wow, that is amazing, because I know we've got a whole range of ages because lots of children love nature, 5 and 7 as well. If you love nature and animals and going outside, can you say yeah? And even though I'm here in Shropshire, maybe I can even hear you. Okay, I'll ask one more time. Do you love nature and animals and going outside? Brilliant. When we turn the videos on in a little bit, I'm going to ask you that question again. But before we do, I've got something to share with you over here. So if you look at my screen, this one was for the parents, just to show that children's purpose is not to grow up, but it's just to be a child. So that's what we're going to be thinking about today as well. Um, and every single week, we have a new animal that we're going to focus on. Now, this is a riddle. I'm going to read some words. Now, if you can see in red, the red part says, read along with me if you can. But if you're not reading yet, that's completely fine. You can just listen and see if you can guess which animal is this. Are you ready? I'm going to whisper because I think my voice is going today. I'm going to have a little drink. And I'm going to whisper. I sleep all day and dance at night. I see with sound instead of sight. I hang around but never fall. Upside down, I've seen it all. What? Sleeps all day, comes out at night, hangs upside down, and uses sound to see instead of its vision to see. I can see people in the chat are writing it. Some people are putting pictures of it. I wonder if everybody's figured it out. Okay, if you've got it, well done. The answer is a bat. Brilliant bat. I love this picture of a bat because sometimes people think bats are like really scary, but I quite like this bat here. He actually looks quite furry and a little bit cute. And I wonder if you can tell me why are all these stars around and why is the moon in this picture? Anybody guess why? We've already said that he comes out at night time, haven't we? And I'm just wondering if anybody knows that word beginning with knock, 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 tunnel. Bats are nocturnal. So they are active at night time and spend their daytimes sleeping. Now, I've got a question for you. If you were an animal, would you choose to be awake in the daytime or in the nighttime? If you choose to be a daytime animal, could you put a for daytime maybe in the chat? Or you can, do you know, if you don't want to use a chat, you can always just speak to the parent you're with or somebody you're with. You can say, I would like to be awake in the daytime. Oh, loads of people saying daytime. I thought you'd all choose nighttime. Oh, I can see. Let's see who says night. Bella and Sky said night. Lark said night. Junior and Isla. Tula said daytime. Okay. I think if it was me, I would quite like maybe nighttime because everything else is quieter. But then the daytime, I do love the sunshine as well, so that's a tricky one. Okay, who wants to learn some more about bats? And then we're going to go on a treasure hunt around your house to get some special items all about bats, okay? So let's go back to here for a moment. We've learned that the bats are nocturnal. Can you get your finger and point to that word, nocturnal? If you want to, you could try to write that word on your board, nocturnal. If you don't want to, that's completely fine. You can just practice saying the word because it's a long word. It's got 3 syllables. Nocturnal. Nocturnal. So again, if you want to have a try, that's fine. It's completely up to you. Let's go to our next slide. If you're still looking at the word nocturnal, then don't worry because maybe your parents could write it on the board for you or on your paper for you. So you can carry on with that. Okay. Now, bats hang around by their feet to rest. Let's have a look. Oh, aren't they cute? These little creatures. They wrap their wings around themselves like a cozy blanket. Can you do that, please? Can you get your arms and wrap? Now, I don't want you to go upside down because I've got a feeling that you might fall off your chair and maybe I'll lose some of you. But could you wrap your arms like that, like a black bat, and pretend you're sleeping through the daytime? I've got something really interesting. This is a fascinating fact about these bats. They have special, very special, I'm just going to find my information where it is in my notes. They are amazing because when they hang upside down, they can hold on without even trying because inside their feet, they have special, it's kind of like hooks. And even when they're relaxed, you would think that their hooks, when they go to sleep, would pop open and they'd fall down from the tree. But actually, when they're relaxed, their toes lock on to whatever they're hanging from. And when it relaxes, its feet tighten all by itself, which means the bat can sleep and snooze upside down. And it also means that it doesn't have to use any of its muscles. Its muscles don't get tired. The tendons just lock onto that branch. Let's go back to the picture and I'll show you. Ooh, that is pretty cool, isn't it? Let me share it from here. Look at them. Can you see their tendons? Get your finger. Can you see that one on the right? You can see it's locked in. And then as it falls asleep, it will grip on even more. How cool is that? Okay, so bats. Why are we talking about bats in November? Has anybody got an idea? It's now November. The last English and nature class we had was October and now it's November. Why are we talking about bats now? Has anyone got an idea? I'm going to have a look in the chat. If you've got an idea, maybe you could write something about it. Someone says, I want to be a fruit bat. Any ideas why November? I'll give you a clue. A long, very long, not just for one day. Yay! Somebody's written the word. Oh, well done. We've got Ruth, Florence and Harry, Junior and Isla. You said the word and the word is hibernate. Hibernate. In November, right now, in England or in the UK or Scotland or Wales, wherever you're from, bats are hibernating. They're looking for places like this to sleep in caves. They're looking for places like this to sleep in trees, in the hollow of a tree. They can even sleep in old buildings. So sometimes in churches or places that are really high up and they have access so they can able to get in through a hole, they might even be sleeping in an old building. They actually look really cute there, don't they? All sleeping together. And that is why we're learning about bats in November. So, really quickly, let's have a go. If drawing is not your thing, just watch and have a think about the shape of this creature. If you want to have a try, try it with me. But there's a really important thing to say before we do the drawing. Your drawing doesn't need to look like mine. Your drawing can look completely different, and that is fine. So take your board or your paper. We're going to start with a circle. Okay, here's my circle. Circle is going to go somewhere kind of like that. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Can you try your circle? And remember, when we turn the cameras on, if you want to show me your bat, that would be brilliant. Okay. After you've done your circle, we're going to do something that's a bit more tricky, but just give it a try. We're going to go down like that. It looks a bit like a sausage, maybe. Or maybe like my daughter, Grace, when we did this, she thought it was a butterfly, but it's not a butterfly. If you've done it, do you know what? There is actually a raise hand here. I'll show you what it looks like. If you've got to that point, can you click on the raise hand button? It's right on the bottom of your Zoom screen if you've got it, so I can see who's with me. Oh, I think everybody's there. Brilliant. Okay, the next bit is we're going to try two little triangles, just like that. Now, mine is not exactly a perfect triangle. You may do a better triangle than I have. That's fine. Okay, and then the next step is we're going to try a kind of N, like a small N, but without the stick. Watch me first. It's going to go like this. N. What a time for my pen to run out. N. Hopefully you can see that with my dreadful pen. I think my cheeky daughter Grace has been using my pen this morning because it was working earlier today. Can you see that? No. Or it's kind of like start of a and then over here you're going to do the same but the opposite way like this. Again, don't worry if it doesn't look like mine. That's fine. And then we're going to practice a few m shapes, okay? M's. M, m, m. And don't worry if it doesn't look like mine. That's completely fine. And I'm going to do it on the other side. M, m. And to finish off with, you might want to have a happy, friendly bat. Or maybe you want to have a bit of an angry vampire type bat. It's up to you. I'm going to have a happy bat. We don't have vampire bats in the UK, so you can try it. You can decide. It's up to you. And I can't forget his little claws because those feet are very important for latching on to those branches. If you haven't finished, don't worry. I will show you this again at the end, okay? Because we're going to move on for those who have finished. If you haven't, you can just take a break and we'll come back to me in a minute because we've got to do a treasure hunt. We've got so many things to do today. Okay, let's go over here and let's go to, is it time for our treasure hunt? Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Tell you what then, before we do our treasure hunt, let's just have a quick go at a few letter changes because we were looking at poems. We did autumn leaves and we did a poem about autumn leaves. So I'm going to write my first word. If you're able to read it, maybe you know that this word says, what does it say? Bat, of course. If I was going to take the B and change it to a K, a curly K, a C, what would I have? What would I have now if I was going to get rid of this? Change the B to a C and make cat. Yeah, good job. Okay, I'm going to take the curly cat and I'm going to change it to a M for mom or man. What do we get now? Mat. We had bat, cat, and mat. So now we're going to be doing a little treasure hunt. Okay, are you ready for this treasure hunt? I'm going to share my screen with you. And when you see a picture come up on the screen, I'll explain a bit more in a minute. But you have to run in your house and you've got 10 seconds to find an item and bring it back to the screen. And then after that, you'll put your video on if you want to, and you can share with everybody else what you've collected. So here we go. There's a little poem and it goes like this. Hopefully you can see the poem and you can see me as well. So as you can see, we've got a poem. If you want to read along with me, that's brilliant. Get your finger and we can read the words together. And if you can't, you can just point to that first word, that O for the word once. And when I say ready, steady, go, you're going to go and collect something from your house and bring it back to your table. Ready? Once there was a little bat. He liked wearing a woolly hat. Can you go in your house and collect a hat? You've got 10 seconds, okay? And then bring it back to the screen. 10, 9. Don't worry if you can't find one. 8. It can be a pretend hat. It doesn't have to be woolly hats. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All someone's raised their hand. 1, 0. Come back, come back. This is the point when I sometimes lose some children, so hopefully I haven't lost anybody. Are you ready for the next bit? Okay, ready. But when his hands got cold at night, he'd wear some gloves and wrap up tight. Now, if you can't find gloves, don't worry. I just managed to find some gloves this weekend because Grace's hands were cold. If you can't find, don't worry. You can just have a run around your house, get some energy out, and then come back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. I wonder if you're back with your gloves. Who's back with their gloves? I don't know. Okay, so we had, once there was a little bat. He liked wearing a woolly hat. But when his hands got cold at night, he'd wear some gloves and wrap up tight. Are you ready for the next one? The last verse. Let's see who's ready. Brilliant. It looks like everybody is. And finally, when the night was done, he'd get a cozy blanket and sleep before the sun. Can you go and find a cozy blanket and bring it to the screen? I'm going to count down to 10, and after 10, do you think you could come back and put your videos on? Ready, go. 10, 9, 8.
If I don't hot chocolate at church.
Yeah, after this, okay. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. If you're able to, can you put your videos on if you're able to? I'm going to just make sure that I put myself as the person here. Oh, I'm so warm and cozy, just like our bat. Let's see everybody's faces. Oh, you all managed to get it. Did anybody have gloves? I tell you what, something about gloves. I can never find a pair that match. If you've got a matching pair, put them up because you are just like amazing. Great job. Super duper. So let's read the poem again. Thank you, Alfie, for showing us your tongue. If you want to read the poem with me, I want you to shout out the words as we go along. Okay, so if you remember the poem, let's try it together. Once there was a little bat. He liked wearing a woolly hat. And let's go to, but when his hands got cold at night, he'd wear some gloves and wrap up tight. And finally, when the night was done, he'd get a cozy blanket and sleep before the sun. Oh, my blankets. You guys look like you've got such cozy blankets. It's just the right weather for it, isn't it? Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So, if you've done a bat, can I have a look? Don't worry if you don't want to share. That's completely fine. If you, oh my goodness, these are incredible. Wow. Oh, wow. They're fantastic. And somebody's written the word nocturnal and written bat. That is epic. Okay, can you give me your bat claws and we're going to say goodbye and turn off your video? Can you say a high five like this? Don't go off the Zoom. We're still carrying on, but I just want you to turn your video off only. Okay, see you in a minute. I'm going to take my hat off because I'm too hot. I'm boiling with my blanket on and my hat on and my gloves on and everything else. I'm just going to make sure everybody's videos are going away. Let's go, 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 go. If you haven't done it already, please turn your video off because we record these sessions. And when you're on the video, I never record any children's videos, just to let you know. Okay, let's turn everybody off. Stop, 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 and stop. Brilliant! Wow, you did great poems. Great, great poems and great treasure finding. You said I don't have gloves on. I'm sorry. I do have gloves, but they're actually, I've dropped them somewhere. Oh, they're over there, and they're my daughter's gloves because you know what? As parents, we often don't think about ourselves. My hands can be cold as long as my daughter has warm hands. I guess that's all that matters. Okay, let's go to the next part of our class because I've got something else to share with you over here, if I can find it. Whoop. Okay, it's a little bit, oh, there's my cute little bat and his hat and his blanket. Oh, he's so cute. So, a little bit more information about these bats. Have a look at them swooping through. How many can you count? Have a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, it's impossible. It's too many. Wow. Now, you can see how many there are in the sky. Why do you think they're important for nature? Why are they really good for nature? Has anyone got an idea? I'm going to share with you why. Bats help keep nature in balance because they eat so many insects that they can help control if there's too many. So if there were no bats, we would have too many gnats, too many flies, too many moths, and they keep everything in a really perfect balance. And over here you can see the number. If you can read along with me, give it a try. Let's go to this here, the A. They can eat up to how many? What is that number? Is it 3? No. Is it 30? No. Is it 300? No. 3,000! What the heck? They can eat up to 3,000 insects per night. Wow. That is a lot of insects. So can you imagine all of those bats? So we've got 3,000, 6,000, 9,000, 12,000. So many insects being eaten. And that's why bats are so cool. Now I've got another little thing for you to try. Take your finger like this. And bats use sound. We said before that they use sound to be able to see. They make really high-pitched noises that we can't hear. And it echoes, it bounces off different objects. So I want you to go through this maze. I want you to get to the moth, but you need to eat the flies along the way. Okay? Give it a try. When you've done it, can you raise your hand so I can see? Can you gobble up those flies along the way? I'm going to give it a try. Up, over here. I'm going to gobble that fly over there. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go round. Oh, forgot this fly. Gobble him up. Gobble, gobble, gobble. I'm going to go down. Oh, got to remember this fly. Gobble him up, down, round. And to my tasty treat for the night, eating the moth. Did you manage to get it? Hopefully you did. Okay, so we have learnt so much information already about bats. So much information. We have learnt they are not. What was it again? Nocturnal. Nocturnal, which means they're active at night time. We also learnt that they have these claws or tendons that when they go to sleep, rather than relaxing, because if I was in bed sleeping and I had my arm like this, after a while my arm would sink into the pillow. But instead, the bat's claws clip on, and when they're sleeping, they actually get even tighter. We've learnt that bats eat so many insects and keep nature in balance. So let's have a look at some nature challenges. Okay, I'm going to share with you over here before we go something you can try at home. Now, parents, I send out an email every week with instructions about how to try these different challenges. The first one you can try is a bat craft. Now, Grace made this. If you haven't got googly eyes, don't worry. You can just do white bits for the eyes and black bits here. If you want to put on some fangs for a vampire bat, you can. I just made him from a toilet roll. If you haven't got a toilet roll, you can just roll up a piece of paper. If you haven't even got black paint, you could do a different coloured bat. You can do it however you like. And then I just stapled the wings at the back like this. Maybe you could think of some rhyming words that rhyme with bat and write them down. If you're beyond that, you could write your own bat poem. How cool would that be? Okay, next thing up, let me show you over here, is you could also try. Now, Grace did, we did a few things together. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see over here, but we did some firework pictures with glitter, upside down, sorry, with glitter. I helped Grace with this one, but she decided she wanted to do one on her own, and it didn't look like this. This is why home education is brilliant, because she decided to make hers look like this. She wanted to do rainbow fireworks. Actually, Grace doesn't like the noise from fireworks, so she prefers to think of fireworks in the daytime. That's completely fine. You can do whatever that you like and whatever suits you. So let's go back over to the last nature challenge, and this is the best one of all. I keep telling the people in my classes to do this, and it's just a reminder because it's so much fun. Here's the last challenge. You could go out for a walk and you could see if you can find nocturnal animals. Can you hear some bats? Can you hear foxes? Grace and I heard a fox. This was us in the car. We were in the car before we got out into the forest. We were waiting for some friends, and I said, there is no way I am getting out of the car until our friends are here. So we were waiting in the car, and then we went for a night walk. We had torches, hot chocolate, and we actually did hear some foxes, some high-pitched fox noises, and some snuffling, which may have been a badger, maybe a hedgehog. So if you want to try a nature walk, that would be amazing. In a minute, I'm going to get you to turn your videos back on so we can say goodbye. Before we do, for parents and anybody that's new today, in November, we're going to be looking at migration. We're going to be looking at hibernation, delightful dens, and even bonfires and nature. So if you want to join us, I've gone too quickly through it out. If you want to join us, you get the nature class every week. You get a free replay of the class to watch whenever you want. And you also get a PDF of the nature challenges to do with your child at home. If you're new and you want to join us, it's just £6 a month for all of those things, and I'll send you the information about how to join. For everybody now, I've got some of your photos that you sent me, and I've put them together into a little slideshow. So I'm just going to quickly show this to you before we say goodbye. You've been waiting so patiently. Well done. And hopefully I can share the sound with you as well. Just give me one moment. Tried not to run over today. Really tried hard. Right then, let's give it a go. Thank you for sending these beautiful photos. So those photographs from our nature challenges, all of those photographs of things that people went out and did on their own after our classes, which is amazing. Well done. If you are not in that slideshow, then send me your photo and I'll make sure that you're in it for the next month. Right then, let's just put videos on really quickly to say goodbye to everybody. Let's check that everyone can start their videos again. And we will give a big wave to everybody to say goodbye. And I'm going to say goodbye and then I will let you put the audio on because this sometimes is a disaster. If I let you put the audio on before I say goodbye, then I can't hear anything. So I'll say goodbye and now you can shout goodbye. Let's check if the audio is going to let me work. Okay. Ready? If you want to put your sound on.
You want to say goodbye?
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.